And we're live. Welcome to episode 20 in this Tomb of Annihilation run with these four fabulous people up here. Um, you know what? New chapter, new introductions. It's been a while. It took us about a year across the jungle to get to Omu. Um, And let's say that if some people are just starting here at this particular moment, they don't necessarily know who you are. Why don't we do a quick introduction of the characters? So let's start at the very top. Let's start with Emmy. Do you wanna do a short introduction of Gale for us?
Hi, so I'm playing Gale. I am a Water Genasi cleric, Tempest cleric to be precise. At the moment, we are level 8 characters, all of us, and Gale, as a Water Genasi and Tempest cleric, has a sailor's background, if that was something that wasn't known yet, um, or rather, a mercenary sailor.
Hmm.
So, yeah, she's pretty chill, pretty laid back, but pretty fierce in a fight too. Like a couple of other clerics, healing is not her primary jam, but she'll do some if needed.
No healing under fire. Fire first, healing later. Speaking of fire first, healing later, um, Yannick, you want to introduce us to Heinrich?
Well, hi everyone. I am Heinrich Jr. Thunderstaff. I am the wizard that stresses all the time, has mommy and daddy issues, and will complain every time when nobody listens to him at many situations. But after that is a time wizard from nobility from Waterdeep, and questions every day why he is in the jungle trying to solve some problems, but he's well with good company.
Hmm. Let's move on with the good company theme in mind. Let's talk to the bard. Gabby, you want to introduce us to Sorsha?
Sorsha is an artist of many forms. And she's a changeling bard. She used to be someone with a lot of sass and a mother of dragon. But now she's drenched and bitter in the jungle.
That's okay.
Yeah, she's
um, mhm,
she's
go
an
ahead.
inheritor and she's away from her dark family right now.
Hmm. But from someone who is not comfortable in the jungle to somebody who's been born in the jungle, Jan, you want to introduce us to Vroondomon?
Rune is a sorry. Rune is a Luxodon paladin, a Oath of Glory paladin, and indeed we said that the Luxodon are from the Mother of Mists, a island just to the north of Chult, and he actually spent quite a lot of time in Port Nyanzaru growing up. So yeah, he's quite accustomed to this weather because he's from around here, and he also speaks the language a bit more, and he even still um, worships the deity that they used to worship here.
Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
so
Yes.
that's useful.
Some people still believe in the old god, though the old god does no longer believe in you.
No, exactly.
Mm. Yes, which has been a
Which
point,
is part of his maze.
which is part of his maze. Um, and I, of course, am your generic GM for this session. and for the rest of the sessions that you might see on this channel. Um, we are going through the adventure of Tomb of Annihilation. If you are unaware of this campaign, well, it is pretty amazing. The first part of it has now been completed as they've moved from Port Nyanzaru down towards the towards Omu, the sacred city of, well, um, sacred and disappeared city, anyways. And will soon endeavor to discover mysteries. They were brought to this place by visions of a black obelisk being the solution to a planet-wide curse where the dead are no longer able to be resurrected, where souls are captured among a current leading down to the southern peninsula of Chult, and where those resurrected by divine or other means, by divine magic or other means, are slowly wasting away. And these four have been sent from Waterdeep by their contacts in the Harpers to investigate and hopefully solve this crisis. They've been walking now for a bit of over a month in the jungles across the peninsula down south, meeting all sorts of creatures, among them naga, liches, and even lobster people. And so we come now to this new chapter in the book, which is Omu. Now, as we had left your as we left our characters at the last session, you were about, this is maybe, we are in a situation of mid-morning, mid-afternoon, going on late afternoon, as the as you can see before you, the large crater in which Omu itself has set itself below, with these 100 to 200 foot high cliffs enveloping the whole city. And in the bottom right of the city, the cliffs go down further, as you can see that there has been seemingly been an impact by something, and the ground has fallen downwards into a lava pool, which now steams at the bottom of the above the city. Um, as for the you are currently accompanied. So you've replaced the guides that had accompanied you part of the way for a pair of traveling adventurers and companions by the name of Artis Simber and Dragonbait. Artis being originally from Cormyr, but seems to be older than he looks, and Dragonbait is mostly a mystery to you, communicating only through odors and smells. But fortunately, one of you's keen nose has helped you maybe detect the subtleties of his language and his modes of communication. Right. I will. Let's move you all to the actual map of Omu so that we can have a look with those. Beware if my players ever decide to rewatch this VOD. There are spoilers on the map, and so don't.
Spoilers.
Don't.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Okay. Right. So, as we look in, you are down here at the entrance of what seems this large canyon and sunken city. As I mentioned, you are mid, yeah, let's say mid-afternoon, but as you can already see, the sun has gone over, and you can start seeing maybe the different the mists a sort of gathering up as the temperature comes down and the humidity sort of rises up. So you can see at the maybe the bottomest part of the city where you can have this slow mist sort of rising. What do you want to do? Or do you have any questions first?
I
Uh,
go on, Gale. You
okay.
you first.
Gale would certainly turn towards the artists to have as much information about the city as he can give, relating to pointing to important structures, or if he remembers anything, if anything looks familiar to when he was there.
I don't believe he ever mentioned. No, I mean,
No?
artist looks at you and says, "Hey, I've never been here."
Okay.
Uh,
I thought the story went as he had been in Olmu before.
oh no, 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 no,
Okay, my
no.
bad.
Understand this. Omu and the place where I was, very much at war. You know,
Yeah, okay.
genocide. That's what put Rasen Sea to genocide. Was that?
Hmm. Is he in any way, shape, or form familiar with typical Choltian architecture, and can he give even big pointers as to what he thinks could be where? And for that part, can Vroon do so too?
What do you want? What are you looking for?
Any information, as in, okay, so the high city is there, the low city is there, that is most probably a palace, that is most probably a temple, any big
I'm gonna go on
pointers.
a limb and say that this was the high city.
And this for me looks like an amphitheater, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
may
and
say
I wish we don't have to go on that thing lost on the
That's
lava pool.
obviously where we need to go.
Yeah, I know, but let let me have my hopes, okay?
I
Hurricanes.
I mean, I have no issues whatsoever with the whole sunken city part. I have much more problems with the lava part.
Mm-hmm.
I propose that we camp for the night, that we prepare, that we discuss, and that I also inform Mert that we have found the location. Because
We found
and
the city.
and then starts to look at Gale, starts to look at Gale for a moment. I think we need to. You remember what I told last time?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have a serious talk about certain information that has been acquired.
By the way, how does the city look? Is there any sort of bustle of movement, or is it a desert city?
Make me a perception check.
I will gladly.
Perception then?
Yep.
I will go by smell.
Ooh.
Like if I feel
I mean,
if I smell like cooked foods.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm giving you disadvantage considering the distance. So.
Oh,
No, well,
Okay.
I mean it's
well,
the same either way.
No, but for
dear.
Gale and Sorsha, I'm giving you disadvantage because
Mm.
unless one of you tells me that they actually have a spyglass or some kind of
Does
Yeah, Lero.
is Nugget in bird form or in ferret form?
I believe the last time
He was in
it was
bird.
Nugget is still a parrot.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I will look at my dear bird friend while everyone is looking very intently to the distance, and I say, Nugget, it's your time to shine. And I will say, go explore, and I will send him towards the city.
Right. You do have an inkling of how big the city is, correct?
Well, I will already explore for the farthest I can go.
Okay.
Already a maximum that we already map out already a first part of where we need to go, or
So what's the limit?
whatever 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. Okay. So 1,000
Good.
feet. Yeah. Okay. You can just get to the lava, basically.
I'm gonna check so I'm not saying stupid shit. No. Oh no. This I can communicate within 100 feet.
Uh huh.
And
Yeah, 100 feet.
actually, I can actually send it. I can actually still talk with it
Mm-hmm.
with 100 feet and communicate. But after that, I can send it as far as I want. But after 100 feet, I won't have 0 ways
Okay.
of communication.
Right. That's what I thought. This is where you want to be a pact of the chain warlock, and going. You know what? Just explore the city. Go
Plain.
ahead. Warlocks. The story of campaigns. Um. Anyway, on that note, um, yeah. So it's difficult to see from here. It is even more difficult because you've got the rising mist that's coming in for the vegetation. Um, from what you can see, the city seems to be, first of all, abandoned. Definitely, the jungle is pushing in. You can still, while a lot of the structures seem to be more or less um, there. A lot of them have been either overgrown or have crumbled. Um, you have this. You can see. So let's just let me just sort of walk you through the different designs. You notice the first thing that you notice at the just at the bottom of the stairs here, right here at the south, is a sort of like a guard post. It is a singular building. The roof has completely fallen in. Um, and beyond it, you can see again these couple of houses. A lot of the houses here are made of stone. And this is not rough stone. This is cut stone. Um, some of them have thatched roofs that may have caved in, but a lot of it is very much stone structures. And I mean, when you asked artists uh, about Chaltian architecture, this is incredibly rich. There is not a single wooden house to be seen. Wood would be
Which
used
makes
as
sense in the jungle.
well, no, because you use wood for construction because that's the basic material, right? But this is stone. This is cut stone. Omu had the reputation of being an incredibly wealthy city because it was built upon mines and for ore and metals, which it would sell and export. And this is basically how should I put it? I mean, it's New York where when it comes to steel, the equivalent in New York with a steel, where everything is steel buildings and incredibly wealthy and stuff like that. Here, it's same thing but with stone. You have across the city. The city is basically crossed with a main thoroughfare. So you can see here this um, really a stone line going from a stone highway, literally a highway, going from south to north. And it is elevated by about maybe 3 or 4 meters up top from the ground. And technically, you could almost jump from, if the houses were close enough, you could jump from the thoroughfare onto the flat rooftops. So you can really see that this city almost has two layers to it in some areas, where you might have these terraces at the top of these flat buildings, and the stone here is elevated, and it is this gray streak across a sea of green. You cannot miss it.
By the way, GM, if you are pointing to things, remember to be on the right layer because I think you were pointing at
I was not
things and,
pointing at it.
Oh, okay.
I
was
saw
not-
I saw some points happening during some of the early bits.
Yeah, no worry. So yeah, this is the the thoroughfare that you have here. You can see that it branches off across the across here, though part of it has there may have been a bridge at some point, but that has broken off. Same here, the water has basically crumbled part of the bridge. And indeed, as you mentioned earlier, the high city, or at least the structures here seem to be circled around a maybe a temple, or at least it's a sort of circular tower that seems to rise just above the rooftops, the usual rooftop levels.
I mean, it's a good thing that Vroon cannot see this from the top, otherwise he would make some comments about the architecture of how they made that part of the city.
Considering
Guys,
I'm considering that from where you are, you can see this city as it is.
Oh, okay.
Whether you are here or you're moving to this part right here to have a better viewpoint, I'm considering that you have now this aerial visual of Omu. It's
Mhm.
easier for me and for later basically. So
All right.
if Vroon has comments with regards to architecture and city planning, go ahead.
I think Vroon sort of just looks at the when he points at the yeah the the circular bit with the bigger building in the middle.
Mhm.
He sort of he puts a hand to his chest where his tattoo is. Like there's definitely there's some there was planning in that. It might not be might not necessarily be simple to make our way through there.
let's be discreet. We know we have a committee waiting for us, so
Somewhere, either in this city or below it.
yeah. I guess what Salida was, most of her kin awaits us.
We'll have some other surprises also at the same time.
What you seem to have something precise in mind.
As I already told at Gale also, and I wanted to wait the right moment. Our dear Lichen friend visited me in my dreams, and we had a very long discussion. And apparently, some of the red robes are also in the city somewhere, but they lost contact.
Wonderful.
And also, well, Prune, I promise to be honest against you, but the next thing I'm gonna say against you, you promise me that you will stay with us and that you will not be angry. And you seem like a little bit shift like a kid, like you know that's the like impression like, oh no, I'm gonna tell something and he's gonna explode. That's a bit his demeanor. He's not even trying to lie against you because, well, you're Vroon.
Heinrich,
Well,
after introducing it like that, I don't think I will make that promise necessarily. But I can try.
oh, look a bit at Gale with a. Okay. Well, she gave a lot of information about our our target. Yeah, let's say it like that. Russ. And she had that information because she resurrected Zelida and is now an undead puppet with that she's extracting information from.
That bitch.
There is at the moment a bigger threat to the world that takes priority. But I swear before you and all the gods right here that as soon as this is done, I will return to the heart of Uptau.
Sure. I understand, but be warned. She is very strong.
How about we survive all of that and
Yes.
see
And
if
then
we
we can
are
talk
strong
about
enough?
it.
Thank you. To continue the information about Ras, the curse apparently is on him. He is very feeble. Apparently, he has a part of his he's half man, half snake. Apparently now, like the bottom is snake and top is still human.
I think he was always.
No, he
Apparently
was
not.
human.
Okay.
And his forces diminished a lot, but he kept some of his power. Apparently, what Selida also shared as information is that Ras apparently wanted us to be escorted to him to discuss with him.
He had
That's
apparently things to discuss with us. Yeah.
and also just and that's something we'll discuss with you. The leader of the red mages that is in the city for the moment is Aeodis.
And not responding to any attempted messages.
So that's why before we go in, I want to give a call, see what Murd is going to say or anything that can help, because I think that something is blocking communication magic. And, well, this is what happened. And just do me a favor, Sorsha, keep that ring on. Because she tried multiple times to contact you, and apparently
Remember,
that
remember, you do not know about the ring. Well, Yannick knows about the ring, but I don't think anyone has actually seen the ring.
whatever.
You know she has some form of resistance.
Thank you,
Against
because that was not clear for me.
You've discovered, and this all the way back in Waterdeep, that she was kind of immune to the message spell.
Didn't we see her take off her ring to interrogate one of the drows at some point?
Yes.
You never saw her remove the ring. You see her shift under her glove. She has
Yeah.
this. She removes. She's
Okay.
dexterous
That
enough to
was not
remove the.
that was not clear enough for me. Retcon it.
Not a problem.
Whatever you can do, Sorsha, keep it up, because honestly, um, apparently she cannot enter in your dreams.
That's a
But
good thing.
see some sweat going down. Yes, it was very pleasant to have a lich in my dream. It was a quite pleasant dream. But hey, we got some information, right?
All right.
By the way, guys, didn't the prophecy we got in Port Nyanzaru talk about the black obelisk? Is there any structure like that to be seen in the city?
It should have 2 black obelisks in the front.
Good point, actually.
GM?
So from where you can see, there is no no, you cannot see a tall any there's no tall black obelisk in the center of town or reaching from the ground to the doesn't say that there's not a black obelisk somewhere, but it could be inside a building, could be on the other side of town behind a building. There's nothing, you do not see any tall black obelisk from where you are. No.
From the vision, it was open air, shrouded in luxurious vegetation.
Yes. Well, I mean, luxurious. The whole city is covered in luxurious vegetation
Yeah,
currently.
it
So
was definitely open air, and
I think the most important.
let me have a look, because maybe I can give you some. The vision. No, it was just. Sorry. Let me just have a quick look. Where did you get that vision from again?
it was
Oh, that
when
was
we
at Portny and Zaru,
first
correct?
arrived, yeah, in Fortune and Zaru.
And I believe it was Grandfather Zitembe. Yes, a jungle enclosed by cliffs, crawling with snakes, and a black obelisk draped in vines.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's keep an eye for that, I would say.
Yeah, lots of snakes, definitely.
The question is, are we going down now, or are we going to rest for the night?
There's still the full afternoon, right?
No, it's late afternoon already.
It's late
Late
afternoon, yeah.
afternoon. Well, we can wait, but take the risk to be discovered.
I feel that waiting the rest of the afternoon and night is a delay that we don't can't really afford. We are here now. We don't know what we will find. Whether we find it in the morning or in the dusk should not matter much.
um, Artis turns and says, I would disagree, but hey, I'm not really part of the group, so not full voice, but it's much easier to notice the asp in the grass when there's sunlight.
I
Plus,
was going to say that we're not really a sneaking, breaking, and entering kind of group, anyways. So
You said it, I didn't. Glad you were there.
we don't know when we're gonna have the opportunity to have our next rest. So
yeah, there's that also.
I am not saying we should not take a rest, but whether we do it here or further into the city, that changes, I think, little about the dangers.
Let's find a comfortable building. I can put an alarm spell on. I'll put my bubble on, so we have some protection. We have also Laryl that can also help us. and that we are 100% sure that we don't have any bad surprises. But that's just a proposition for safety measures.
No, I'm not going to go and sleep into a building I don't know who might occupy or come back to. We either sleep in the jungle, or if you really want to, we can go and start exploring the city right now. But I'm one for not going into a building an unknown building and having a rest.
We can also make a very good meal, share a good story before we go deep in the next step of our adventure. Could be nice. What does everyone think?
Yeah.
Plus, I can change the color of the bubble to be more camouflaged also, if we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I vote for some rest while we can.
Yeah. Rest, explore the city in the morning. Because I don't like that mist and I don't want to explore an unknown city when it's dark.
Well, let's go for some wood, I would say, and let's start our camp. And you see, Heinrich is looking for gathering wood and everything.
Artist sort of puts his hand on your shoulder, Vroon, sort of, like this. Says, "Hey, your idea isn't bad. We're not wasting time. If you're looking for something, and a space this big, we're gonna need a search pattern.
Mhm.
Now, pretty sure that round place there in the distance, that's the palace. Pretty sure that's where Ross in C is.
Likely.
I mean, if Huan Ti are to be trusted, that's where they're set up. But you're also looking for that obelisk, so let's take an aerial sketch, of the city, see what we can explore right?
Very well.
Good. Well then, let's catch up. Hmm?
While preparing the meal,
Okay, just
yeah, okay.
before we get to that. So, as you head back towards the steps that start bringing you down towards it's funny because the steps themselves seem to be leading to
Do a cliff again.
sorry? Yeah,
Just
they
do a
lead to
cliff on the map anyway.
yeah, they lead to a small building, and the building itself looks to be could have been a sort of an entryway into the city or such, but it's lopsided and sort of pushed in. Um, so a guardhouse stands near the entrance to the city, as so right down here on the south.
But I thought we were not camping on the city.
Well, you were
No,
looking
It's still on
for
the outskirts.
yeah, we're on the. Oh, are you camping here? Or you?
or out in the wilds under the trees, not in a building.
Okay.
Then let's at least make use of the light that we have now to make it back to the stairs. And
I
then
mean, you've got a
tomorrow.
couple of hours of light. If you
Yeah.
guys want to camp where you are there, it's totally possible. And with that, I mean, you can spend maybe you can spend a short, long rest just there, maybe mapping out the city. This way, you have
Yeah.
the. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can find actually a handout.
Ooh.
Let's see if I actually have a. Yes, here you go. You have you have. So of course the version that you have is cruder.
Mm-hmm.
But it at least is precise enough for you to understand the layout of the city. So please make sure you you keep this one open.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay. So are you? So I will say, as from where you can see, over here, the first building is indeed takes up most of the spot, most of the area, and looks to be a guard post or maybe at some point maybe a checkpoint for goods coming into the city. Um, the and you can see a bit below other sort of uh, other stone um, buildings, and down here, I think the closest that you can see, yeah, you can see maybe a little plaza with a the thing. You do notice from where you are, yeah, there is smoke actually coming in from here, from this small plaza. There's a small trickle of smoke, like coming from a dying fire. You can see.
So definitely not all abandoned.
Yeah.
No. Well, you know that this place has not been abandoned. Actually, you.
That's actually very stupid.
Let's say, look. I would say from where you are, Vroon, with the 19, there maybe the smell that comes to you is a smell of yeah, it doesn't smell like a campfire. I'll say
All right.
that. And you can notice maybe with those perceptions, you can kind of notice that it's not one singular. As the light goes down, you can still kind of see the smoke, but it's smoldering on multiple places around that area. But it's not thick enough to be a campfire.
Right.
Okay, so you rest.
I think we will.
There was something, Gale, there's something that you wanted to do during the meal.
Uh, well, during the mapping of the city, Gil probably has a dry, ironically for her, remark about how if she has a choice, she'd probably infiltrate the city through the waterfall because it actually goes into the perimeter of the palace.
Waterfall.
Top north.
Yeah, here.
Let's see. Okay. I was looking at the other waterfall, which goes into the lava, and I was like, that seems like a weird place.
Yeah, so yeah, you can see that there is a waterfall coming in north of this whole. It sort of maybe took over part of the city, which is this whole. You can imagine the current among that whole part of the city.
Mm.
Well, my dear friends, because before going to bed, and I will ask you guys a questions. Is there someone, loved one, that you would like to communicate with before I send my first message to Mert? I have four. I can send four sending spells, so 3 people can talk with their loved ones or say something against them, and well, you guys have the opportunity to that I relay a message. So if you want, I offer this to you guys.
Okay.
At that moment, I'll send a message to Mert. Found location. Resting. Infiltration begins tomorrow. Communication can be broken due interference. That's it.
The response. Brilliant, my boy. We'll scry under your location presently. Send information as long as you can. Sending he would say, we'll be sending other teams your way. But press on.
Well, you have the hello from Mert. And apparently there are other teams that have been sent towards us, but we need to continue to press on. So yeah.
Let's just be sure so that there's 100% trust between the GM and the players. That last line is only to justify continuing the campaign if there's a TPK.
Yes.
If we completely wipe the crew, you will be playing the B team, coming in from hot from the red behind you, sent by Mert.
Right.
Okay.
Believe me, I've read the rest of the adventure. I need to prepare for that kind of thing. Up until
That's
now,
quite
it's been a
reassuring.
cakewalk. Oh, it's been a cakewalk, you guys. You have been
Oh, yeah.
overpowered, over-leveled.
But
Now,
we won't be anymore.
yeah. Now, well, you're still over-leveled, but yeah, you're supposed to arrive here at level 6, maybe 7.
And,
Anyhow.
well, that's what Mert said. And that's it.
I feel very encouraged by his vote of confidence, but that's only me.
Mm.
And that's purely ironic.
Can you contact Bunny for me, please?
Sure.
Just
But-
tell
but-
her we are going in. I don't know when we're gonna we're gonna be able to give news, and if anything bad's happen, well, she has to take care of mother.
I repeat the exact words that Sorsha says without any Heinrich-esque sentences that he always do. He just say every letter to the point. Towards Bunny.
I think the answer that you get, yeah, there's a couple of minutes without reply, and then the answer that you get, I mean, you've known Bonnie for a bit, but the voice comes back, young, very boyish, almost like coming from a small child, maybe 6 or 7 years old, and he says, "Thank you for letting me know. Please tell Mert I'm being held at the adjacent house under the south ward. He'll understand. Please."
Jesus Christ. I relay the information directly.
um, um, I think you answered, so you hear Mert's voice going, "Jason House, southwards, now! Oh, sorry. Yes. Thank you for that. Mert out. Because remember, folks, the first words once you get ascending is responded back.
Well, Bunny had a situation, but as you heard me probably, Mert is gonna solve the problem.
Right.
Well, Pearl of Power. So, anyone else?
Actually, how many days was it since the Lich contacted us? Was it just the night before, or was it a couple of days?
I think it was 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
2
Okay.
days ago.
So Gale would have known for that time that communication magic would possibly be difficult in Omu. So she could have and would have prepared her own sending spells.
Okay.
So I just have to justify it because I didn't change my list after the last long rest. But clerics actually also do have
No
access
worries.
to
I'll
sending.
allow it.
You see, like Heinrich scratching his head. Is like, Gale, can you do me a favor? I know it's gonna ask a lot, but scooch a bit closer. Like, can you reassure my mom, please?
Who do you think Mert is having you scry on for a location?
But still, can you reassure my mom, please? Because I don't know what to say.
Do you have a specific message you want me to send her?
That I'm okay and that I'm not doing stupid stuff.
Not true.
Wait, I'll say it otherwise. Can you just reassure her? Because I'm pretty sure she's getting more and more white hair for the moment, knowing that I'm here. And well, uh, I would love to keep my last sending for Vroon, and it would help. It would help me a bit to. Well, Vroon, is there someone you want to talk with? Anyone?
That you've met.
Anyone that you have met.
You can describe the person, and I can try as good as I am. I'm not that great of a magic user, but I can certainly try and put more effort in it.
I could describe my mother to you, but I fear it will do little for you to actually get to know her.
Just gonna.
I am kind of just sorry to interrupt, but I'm kind of rereading. It is mentioned the spell um, 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. So I know Critical Role did it a bit differently for ease of stuff like that, but I mean, what the hell? But I just want to make sure that you know that the
Yeah,
describing someone, unless it's very very precise, unless you have, I don't know, a picture of the person and a full name, it's gonna be
I
difficult.
have an idea. Would it help maybe, Rune, if you can describe her enough to me? I can draw a picture of her. Would that help?
Ask the mage who can cast the spell. I don't know.
I mean, technically, you could shapeshift.
Yeah, but I have to know her for to have seen her
Well,
to shift.
The more precise information that I have about the concerning person, I can certainly try. If it fails, at least I have tried. But I want to do the effort so that at least everyone has talked with the persons that they need to talk with. Because what we're gonna do next day is I'm gonna use my spells for more supportive things. So
That makes sense.
Would that be sufficient?
Do I need to roll something to see how well I can describe my own mother?
Um,
Like persuasion?
um, I mean, yeah, go ahead for persuasion.
Oh, terrible rolls.
Yeah, it's the
I'm
way.
basically just going like, no, like
I can
the
inspire
the
you,
the,
or
the
you.
trunk is all wrong. Oh,
We have a cleric. You can have a D4, maybe. I don't know. You can have buffs if needed. You have a bard and a cleric. Huh.
that is not at all how our ears move.
Wait, I mean,
There's
this is the yeah. Here's the thing: is that as you're trying to draw the picture, um, maybe Vroon's memory of his mother is more of a dynamic picture, as in he'll describe the way her gait or the way her ears move or the general shape of how she does things, but it's not necessarily okay. Her trunk is 23 centimeters long, so you know it well, 23, that's quite short. Um, you know what
yes.
I mean. He'll say, "Oh yeah, she got it. Maybe she has an injury, but you don't exactly know the shape of the injury or how it was given or whatnot." So it's
Yeah, there's a lot
difficult.
of like, no, that's not quite. And then like basically like it's not your drawing skill that's the issue. It's Vroon going like,
It's yeah.
that looks almost like her sister, but no, also not quite.
You're basically in the artist working for a client that doesn't know what they want or can't express what they want.
Yeah, and then at some point, like Vroon's going to be this will have to be close enough.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you hand that off to Heinrich, and it's just not going to work.
Okay.
can you give her full name, please?
Yes, of course. Her full name is Sasnum.
I don't think I was actually privy to that information.
You should look at my allies box.
I will.
I will even. I know it doesn't work for that, but as for the roleplay fair, I will use a level 4 spell slot on the sending.
Okay.
Because, well, to use more magical effort,
Right. Okay.
I will focus on the picture, I will focus on the name, and I will repeat the name. I will ask to Vroon. Vroon, can you, while I'm focusing on that, can you tell me about her good memories, anything that would describe her more? I need.
I have an idea.
What?
Rune, just think of your mother. And I'm gonna use the Dexot to draw her.
So you're taking off the ring?
I mean,
Yeah.
I will even take off my ring. I have a
No,
I have a resistance against psychic.
Oh, it's
I,
but damage or
I don't know. I guess it says psychic damage, but I feel that like that it
Yeah,
should
so-
also like.
So back in Waterdeep, Heinrich had made specific rings for you.
Yeah.
There were two types of rings. You'd had the Bard's Bane, which is resistance to psychic damage, and then you had another one which is
Mental fortitude.
Mental clarity.
Oh, this is. I have a Bard's Bane.
You have a Bard's Bane. Okay, so that will give you resistance to damage.
Okay.
You had mental fortitude and mental clarity. The
I just-
clarity is gives you advantage on saving throws, I believe.
I
But
just
Yeah,
I have
intelligence saving
resistance.
throws.
Right, you have resistance to psychic damage. So no, in this case, the ring is not going to stop anything.
I mean, I'm still taking it off.
Okay.
The like the rune the difference, and also to me, like the difference between this is psychic damage and this is psychic other stuff.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, of course.
the psychic stuff. Like I'll take it off.
Okay. That's fair. Um, oop. I'm blurry.
Yes, you are. Maybe you need to like move your hand towards the camera.
There we go.
Yes.
I tried to, and that's anyways. So yeah, so detect thoughts. Yeah, detect thoughts. Make me another performance check. Or no, actually, what are your
Maybe I need to have like a. Mm.
question, Sorsha, are you proficient with calligraphy tools or any such things?
No.
No. Okay. So not going to ask you for performance. I'm gonna actually just a general dexterity check.
Okay.
Okay. So the shape of the mother's face is much closer to what so Vroon, you do recognize
Wow,
um
that is pretty good.
uh, oh, that's a dexterity save that you did.
Yeah.
The difference.
That's what you wanted.
Oh, no, dexterity check. So are you proficient with the dexterity saves?
Yes.
Then it would have been lower here.
Wait, let me just have a look. Because save, this is not you attempting to resist an effect. This is you. No, that's Gale.
Hmm.
I was going dexterity +1. No. Right. So you actually have a +4 to dexterity. No, +3 to dexterity. Wait, why do you have? Oh, because of this. Right. Okay. Yeah. So you have a +3, which means technically you rolled a 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the drawing is it's not a good drawing. But should be able to maybe help out to sort of it could be an extra step to help Heinrich.
Okay. You know what? Sorsha is frustrated.
Mhm.
She's gonna grab Heinrich, and the others take care of your business. And she's gonna drag him behind some bushes or anything,
Okay.
and she's gonna morph into what she saw
Okay.
in Ron's mind.
Okay.
At least the face, you
Yeah.
know.
So yeah, so you see on Sorsha's slender humanoid body, the head sort of grow out, the ears extend, the trunk, and you have this humongous elephant head on top of it's like watching a very skinny, very sexy and feminine Ganesha.
Actually, Heinrich is totally on board with that. Hey, remember the first sentence that he said when you presented your true form? If you remember that, the better. But never mind. Thank you. And sits down and starts to focus with all his energy magic, the pictures. Vroon, can you talk about? Can you talk about? Well, your mom as much as you can. Tell me some stories, or well, this is an experiment. So please help me as much as you can.
Okay,
Starts to focus.
could you please, my friend, roll me a I mean, technically, this would be under your this would be a sort of spell attack. Let's put it that way. As in,
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's it's not an Arcana check. It's more about how you use the spells. So, no, make me an Arcana. Yeah. What's your Arcana? What's
Plus 8.
+8, and your spell attack should be that the same, I think.
My spell attack is a +7 normally. No, +9.
+9. Oh, right, because you got the wands and stuff like that. Yeah, make me an Arcana check.
Oh well, if it doesn't work, I will even use Chronal Shift because I'm actively focusing on this, and I will even use, with permission, I would like to use Chronal Shift if a bad roll would come.
Sure. Do you want to use Chronal Shift?
Yeah, no. Can no. Just 27 is good. 27 is
I mean,
27 is.
you went in behind bushes, but I could have tapped you on the shoulder before.
Now the question is, does he want a natural 90? Does he want to re-roll for his natural 19 into a natural 20?
Can you do it with a Chronal Shift? Can you transform it to the other roll that has been there?
You
No.
re-roll.
Yeah, okay. No, thank you for that. 27 is very good.
There is the opportunity to have inspiration to gain advantage.
That's to you guys to decide who wants to give their inspiration for this.
You can have mine.
Well,
I mean, I would have
thank you
thought you
very
could have. Well, yes. Well, your
I
inspiration.
feel like it would have been runes, but yeah.
Well,
Okay.
No, but
who wants to give it? You guys decide now.
Sure, you can have mine.
Okay. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. You're most likely gonna get a camp scene. This is a
Yes.
camp scene, so you're gonna get your inspiration later on.
Ah, yay.
So
But still, it's so
Yeah.
cool.
as you reach out, the the sending is a linking of minds, of likewise minds, and the idea is you seek out within the ether and sort of ping out, and then there's a response, and then that's how you create the link. As this thread manifests between you and the person that you're speaking. Here, it is very much casting a line across the plane of magic, trying to catch the attention of someone. And the answer, um, um, I am actually going to ask Jan here, or Vroon. Vroon, what would you say is the general temperament uh, of your mother?
General temperament. I mean, it runs in the family. General temperament, pretty calm. But she can get pissed.
Okay. Okay. So, there is definitely a connection. Of course, you're not exactly sure of who's on the other side. We know meta with a score like that. Yes, you've hit the target. But the
So while I'm
question is,
focusing, I am a friend of Vroon. He just says that we found Omu, and everything is okay. He's become someone that he's someone amazing. And well, I hope I'll I hope one day we can meet.
The answer comes back saying, I do not know you, and I cannot judge your intentions. But if you speak in faith, you have my thanks and my blessings. Keep him safe, as I am sure he will keep you.
You see him like look in the air, gives nod, slumps down against the tree, while Sorsha is probably still looking at him like, holy shit, that works. Holy shit.
Great.
It worked. And I start to
Job.
run to Vroon. Vroon. Start to talk to them. You have the blessing of your mother, and she is. She asked that we keep you safe and that you will keep us safe. But she sounds very nice.
Hmm.
And she was unsure of my intentions, but it's normal when you have a random voice coming into your voice like, hey, I know your son.
At least it's not a Nigerian prince asking for money.
Considering that she's never heard your voice, it's a small wonder that she was amicable to you, but I can see that she is worried. Thank you, my friend.
I'm out of magic for today, and I'm gonna start writing down how the fuck I succeeded to present that to the college in Waterdeep. And starts to sit down and starts to write.
Sheer luck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can't write anything about Sorsha.
No, don't worry about that. He's gonna be like, he's gonna bullshit around like pure theoretically, like, yeah, and I saw the images of the E3 in front of me, and I grabbed it in front of me, like pure bullshit. Just
Well, I mean,
for that.
use of the detect thoughts spell to familiarize one with one's target through rather than through. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about that.
He just starts to write, but nothing about Sorsha or nothing, and that's it.
Mm. Okay.
Gale, don't forget about me, please.
Oh no, but while you were sending your message, Gil was probably sending hers. Uh, so there's a very formal message going out to your mother, saying, "Lady Thunderstaff, this is Gale, Procella. Um, this message on behalf of Heinrich, who is currently out of spells, energy. We are going to be entering Omu and Heinrich as well. He wanted you to make sure of it. Best regards."
The the familiar voice of Lady Thunderstaff echoes almost immediately, and saying, what was? Remind me, what was your title? What was your
Storm Warden.
Storm Warden? Thank you, Storm Warden. Your message is appreciated, and I am happy to learn that he is safe by other means than Mert's ramblings. Keep him safe. I and you can hear that right that there was the first part of the message was very sort of very formal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear the voice almost crack as in the rest of the message says, "Please bring my home, bring my boy safe to me, please." Now we don't count. That's the end of the message. We don't necessarily count the words here, but we that's enough.
Yeah.
But I think that I don't know if it's a word, but you might hear towards the end of the message the beginning of a sob or uh, um, some
A
sort of
sharp
emotional.
breath intake.
Yeah.
I don't really imagine Lady Thunderstaff giving in on a sob on a to a stranger, but yeah, sharp breath intake. I can see that coming.
Definitely an emotional crack, an emotional response.
Yeah. So Gil looks at you, Heinrich, and says, "Your mother was grateful for the message, and please do your damnedest best not to die on us, because I don't want to face your mother if you don't come back."
Becomes completely silent. Closes his book. Yeah. I'll do my best. But thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And she's gonna send another message. This one to Orin.
He's the dwarf, correct?
Yeah, he's a dwarfer. Yeah.
I should know. I created the NPC.
Uh, Hi, Orin. I'm about to enter dangerous territory. Should this be my last message, please give everyone the news, and I really hope you find her again. I'll message you again as soon as I can.
Um, the um, the the answer comes back, and he seems. Sorry, there's you can hear there's almost a sort of exhaustion going about and say, um, quite the moment you chose. To the left. We'll have to get back to you. Bit of a struggle. Dangerous territory. But you'll do fine. And shit. Bandage that. Rat. And then stops.
She's gonna use her extra spell to send a miss. Wait. Mm, Wait. I have 1 level 3 and 1 level 4 spell. And 2 level 4 spells. Yeah, I'm going to do another sending to Orin and ask him and just message him. If you need backup, tell me where you are. I can contact someone and who you want me to contact.
I think the answer is Neverwinter Docks. It's just a brawl. Don't worry about it. I mean, disarm him. No, we need his head. Sorry, lass. We're following a lead. We'll check into you later. Stay safe.
Okay. Yeah, and you see Gale with half a smile and half a face of worry on her face, if that ever was possible. Well, there we are.
All this time, while you've been sending messages backwards and forwards, Artis has been sort of stoking the fire, watching you from a corner of the eye. And there's a moment where you maybe catch an interaction where so that he sort of gets a sort of backhanded, sort of small tap from Dragonbait, points um, to you, Heinrich, and you see the artist with so maybe a sort of a somber face and says, just shakes off the tap and just nods in a negative, just shakes his head. As the moment comes by, the moment goes by, he's food's ready. And you settle in for your long rest.
Yep. So, I will do the first shift, second shift, and last shift.
Makes not a lot of difference to me, so
I'm gonna take last.
I will do the middle.
first one then.
You know what? For once, I'm gonna take the last.
Jesus. Okay. As the So are you camping? Where are you camping basically? Are you camping at the where you are there on the outskirts?
Right, as
Yes.
Okay.
If it's not too exposed and we're really able to be in an enclosed space, I would
I mean,
say.
enclosed space, it's going to be in the jungle unless you find a
Yeah.
building. You haven't been in an enclosed space since
No, okay. I mean, hidden space, if you prefer the term.
I
No,
mean
it's good enough.
from from the valley below, you're definitely you're hidden. You just need to put yourself out of sight.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, who was the last shift?
Me and
Sorsha and Heinrich.
yeah,
Sorsha and
us
Heinrich?
both.
Okay. So, as the night goes on calmly. No, nothing to be afraid of or called for. Though, right towards the beginning of your shift, oh no, there's a moment where you hear a there's sort of coming there seems to be coming echoing from the valley. There's a noise of howler monkeys or fauna that's been sort of moved around to sort of alert, panicky. Um, and maybe as you sort of look towards the valley, across the mist that has now maybe taken over most of the buildings, there's within the mist, just on the edge of because you can't really see it, it's just by the moonlight. There's maybe from above you can see maybe there's like a current, something moving across the mist. Not just the wind, but something big moving along. You can almost see a wake in the fog. By the size of it, something huge. You don't. Yeah, not much more.
It's out of reach, right?
Oh, definitely. This would be somewhere around here. This is in the city. This is in the town. In Omu. And you were watching over the cliff and you were seeing this.
Okay. So it's about 100 feet, something
Are
like.
you kidding?
That's
More
even
about
farther.
800.
100 feet.
No, 800.
8.
800. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit far. Um,
It's
what I have
far.
in mind.
It's already very far, so that's already good enough for me. That means caution is advised when we approach the city. And during nights, we need to hide. That's my
Yeah,
personal opinion.
there's definitely something in that fog.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, 800 feet is still like only 250 meters. It's not. Like, don't underestimate. Like, don't go like, oh, it's 800 feet. It's
Well, it's 800 feet laterally and 50 to 100 feet down. So I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
far, and it's too far for whatever it is to notice you. It is not within.
I have a
You are not
question.
within the city.
Is the pass above the mist?
No. So the mist has I guess you could maybe. No, I think that apart from the tallest buildings, the fog is sort of completely enveloped the top of the buildings. So no.
Okay.
Just
Plus, I
we
mean,
just
considering that you're in pitch darkness, it's 800 feet away. You can just barely see anything.
Yeah, there was some movement. All right.
But yeah, this is definitely. I mean, it would be about the same kind of size of the bigger creatures that you've met across the jungle. There's maybe a reminder of that troop of um, dinosaurs that you'd met in the swamp and the basin, sort of far out in the fog. That same kind of not silhouette, but that same kind of mass.
Okay.
let's just let's keep an eye on it, and I think during the night we should stay in the buildings and hide if we rest.
Yeah, the question is it only in the night.
That we will see when we're down. But it's something that we need to keep in the back of our head at the same time.
Yes.
Are you okay, Sorsha?
Why?
Not to be blunt, but it's the first time I think I ever heard about your mother.
Probably.
He pauses for a moment and says, "Look, never mind. I'm not gonna ask questions where you don't want to tell.
It's not that I don't want to tell. It's there is still secrets about me that could endanger you. And since we're in the jungle and we can do nothing about those problems, well, then we'll have to wait. I'm gonna take care of it afterwards, but for now,
he looks with it like normally sometimes he has like confidence problems, but for once he looks you straight in the eyes with narrow eyes. He's like, no, you are not going to do it. We are going to do it. Don't forget, we are a family. You have your family but this is also your family. And I think with all the shit that we've done, if you just ask, hey, can I have some help, please? Everyone is going to be there for you. And don't take a no on this.
well, to be perfectly frank, I'm not sure I have the luxury to refuse you because I'm gonna have need of backups.
Good. And puts back, sits down, and starts to keep an eye on stuff.
You don't know what you're agreeing upon, but we'll have time to discuss about. But it's some pretty, well, shady shit.
I remember someone who was I remember someone young and naive in Waterdeep that accepted to go on an adventure with 3 other people, looking for in a warehouse somewhere, and stumbled upon gold in a vault that was hidden. So yes, I have that bad habit from my father, I guess. So it's okay.
Wow. It would be my pleasure to have you helping me kicking some asses. But just so you know, you've been in Waterdeep, among the sharks of Waterdeep. You've been among the forest that is around us. But this time you'll have to go down. And the monsters are real.
While he's looking towards the city, in a very calm voice, as long as I can help you, and I can make you happy, I will help you. Your happiness is very important to me.
Well, you can't say I didn't warn you. When we
He starts to snicker very loudly, like, oh god, if my mom would ever know I said those things, she would kick my ass. But hey, I've been known to being a risk taker.
Oh, definitely when you're gonna announce her that as soon as you, maybe not as soon, but return from the jungle, you're gonna go on the underdark. I'm not sure she's gonna be pleased.
I'll have my ways to convince her. Try to convince her. But, as I said again, I am going on my own adventures. This has priority, as Vroon said. But, again, if it helps you, I'm fine with it. No questions asked.
Maybe some question answered then.
We'll do that when we're in Waterdeep.
Hopefully.
I'm studying. And if my studies works well, we'll be able to go very quickly home. That our dear Blackstaff showed us, but more in the first form of magical transportation.
That's a very nice thing to know about.
Yeah. Just please stay alive.
Yeah, I can't say I'm very confident about going to a place where nothing lives. But hey.
You will do fine. You have summoned dragons with your voice. You are someone that calmed a very focused Vroon on smashing a lich in the face. You calmed him down. It was actually quite an achievement.
Yeah.
So I think personally, Sorsha, with the deepest out of my heart, you will do fine.
Those were on the livings. But I hear what you say. But I'm not as powerful on undeads. That's a fact.
I have. That's the first time I'm gonna say that. I have faith in Gale and Vroon. I can count on them.
Yeah.
Maybe any deity that's looking upon us. Maybe he's looking on us and he's hoping for the best.
Deities. I wouldn't count on them. I prefer to rely on you guys. By far.
I know, but I'm just reassuring me in any way I can. And sometimes going back to the basics helps a lot.
Well, even without his god present, Vern is able to push mountains. Not literally yet, but I think he's working on that. And Gale, well, she's the definition of reliable. So
If we're back, I have an idea for some unique items I would create with you guys. Something to enforce what you guys are in my eyes. But that's for another time. And puts his coat over his shoulders and looks again. It's like, oh god.
Yeah. We're gonna have to wake them up and announce them the big news. Great.
Well, sun is coming up anyway, so I think it's time. And we'll start to wake up one by one.
And so and not the other way around like I pretty much did, when the sun comes up, the fog goes up and not down. As the sun comes up and the heat of the day starts to, you can see indeed this fog sort of slowly lift across from Omu and basically passes you by as you find yourselves completely enveloped in very heavy fog, and Ejin grow, um, rises upwards towards the sky to create this gray canopy. But now the rain has started. It's going to be a very wet day. And as you gather your materials, you wake up the people from the comfort of the bubble. Um, let's take a break. Um, so for us, it's going to be a couple of minutes. We're going to get snacks. We're going to get something to drink, and we'll continue in a moment. So see you for part 2.
Perfect.